Hey Gemini, it is Patsy here, and I'm here to do your general reading for the month of September 2018. So, we're going to be using the Akashic Tarot, which is by Sharon Ann Klinger and Susan Ann Taylor, and the Vice Versa Tarot, which is by Luninia Weatherspoon, and the Goddess Guidance Oracle by Doreen Virtue. So, I was led this month to do a 9 card spread, and up until this reading, I put out the first 9 cards from the Akashic Tarot, and at the same time, I put out the vice versa deck. But as I put out your cards and was looking at them, I decided to just do this part first and read these cards for you because there's a lot of information and there's something very important going on. And then I will clarify it with the vice versa tarot. Okay, so the bottom of this deck, card number 1, the Oracle of Delphi. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so this talks about being in a time of great insight and psychic powers. And even if you don't recognize it yet, it lies very close to your consciousness because you've used this gift in many past lifetimes. You can get images or feelings without knowing how to interpret them. Take notes as you practice both your psychic perceptions and their interpretations. Just as you gave the Oracle of Delphi a profound awareness, just as they gave the Oracle of Delphi a profound awareness, your psychic perceptions and their interpretations give you a powerful insight and an Akashic vision of the world. Okay, so that's some important stuff there, as I thought. The next card, the first card for you in this reading, was the 7 of Keys, the Ascent. Now, Gemini, earlier this year, we did get a reading that said that you had graduated. So, this is evidence, further evidence, I guess, of your ascension. So, take a look at 7 of Keys. So, get comfortable because this is going to be a long one, this reading. All right, this shows that with great effort and determination, you can apply yourself for goals and assured success. There may be some risk involved, but you can reach the top. This could talk about a promotion or an advancement to a higher position within your corporation. This isn't just luck, but your own hard work and your application that is bringing you this achievement. Keep your efforts strong, and you will climb to the heights. So you've been doing some work, and you have been making an effort that's being recognized. That could be in your work life or your spiritual life. Now, the second card that came here for you is 20. 20 is part of the major arcana of this deck, and it says will, wisdom, and mind. This card brings with it a time of enormous power, balance, and expression. The first 3 rays, or the energies of the divine, move with you equally. Power and will, love and wisdom, and intellect and mind. You're working intimately with the ascended masters who are linked to these 3 energies. With the participation of the masters, you can raise your focus to a higher power and purpose. You can combine the fire of creativity and with the water of receptivity to make your contribution to the world. With the gold crown raised high, you're likely to find yourself in a significant position of authority and influence at this time. It's likely to be a phase of great activity, but you can handle it. With these powers in play, you're able to discipline yourself to bring together the meditation, the creative rest, and the action that is required. Take advantage of this time and use these powers well. There is nothing less than the divine forces moving through you so that you can manifest their power in the world. Very, very, very nice. Okay. Next card, Seven of Forces, talks about balance. All righty. This card reveals a time of harmony and justice and balance in your life. You may have to confront important legal issues. You may have to deal with paperwork of some kind, or there may be a need for legal action regarding a property or inheritance, work contracts, custody, or divorce. Be patient and pay attention to the details, as the technicalities will be very important right now. But things will be well, and justice is at hand. Take heart at the sight of the golden light that washes over this scene. It's a sign that all issues will come to light and that a beneficial and just resolution is on its way. Justice is balanced in society, but the Akashic records show that justice is not limited strictly to court and contract situations. Justice and reciprocity are energetic. So the energy you put forth now will return to you in the future. Remember that your energy production is up to you. Continue to be aware of your thoughts and actions. Inner balance will now lead to a beautiful destiny. All right, so balance, knowing that whatever work you put in, you're going to get that back. All right. The next card that came here for you was the Six of Roses, the War of the Roses. So the War of the Roses talks about divorce. Let's see what they're saying here. Six of Roses. Okay, this is talking about a war within a relationship or internal battle with yourself about a relationship. This is usually about a romantic relationship, but it could be business or just another family member that's not a romantic. So it could be your kids, cousin, in-laws. This could also be a power struggle, all right? Or at least a lack of reciprocity and communication. So you may be giving more than you're getting back, or you may be receiving more than you are giving back. So you're at an impasse. Your intuition or your spirit, which is represented by the white rose, has told you that this experience that you're in right now isn't supporting you. But your passion and your fears and your needs, red rose there, is keeping you from listening to your intuition. You've tried to bring these two together, which is represented by the dirty flag with both the rose and the white rose and the red rose combined on the ground. That means that you tried to bring these two pieces of yourself together, but what's happening within this relationship is not compatible with your spirit's view for you. So you're standing there, you're at a standstill with your spirit and your passions, watching and waiting. This says that this situation is karmic, and it's time for you to listen and to take action. Awareness, vision, and honoring of yourself are required for you to position yourself best and make plans to walk away from this battlefield. So if you're having this type of relationship, this is saying that it's time for you to move on. The next card here was the Buddha Prepares, number 13. Now, 13 in the tarot deck is death, right? Which is also representative of Scorpio. So, the Buddha Prepares. This card shows a time of inner preparation before taking action. Before you can reach outside of yourself, you must reach within to find your purpose, your power, and your direction. This period of time may feel a little like waiting, and it appears so in your exterior life because some points of action seem to be at a standstill. Really, though, you're just taking the time that you require to prepare and truly step into your power. Don't be in a hurry. The time to act is coming, and when it's here, your strength will be absolute. So, you've been told to leave the battlefield, but this is saying to you, make sure that you are prepared, okay? That you have been thoughtful, that you've made your preparations, your arrangements, whatever it is that you need to do in order to make your exit from this relationship, partnership, whatever ship it is, successful for you. So, preparing yourself. The next card here, Two of Scrolls, two worlds. So, Two of Scrolls. There's a conflict in your life between what the outer world requires of you and how your own spirit is directing you. You actually may have had a number of past lives where you wanted to focus on your spiritual growth, and you may have joined a monastery or a convent to do so. Then, missing all of the wonders of the secular world, such as love and family and financial success, you chose the secular world exclusively in your next incarnations. Still, this didn't offer the spiritual focus that you sought. Because of this, it's likely that you bounce back and forth from the monastery and the convent to the personal in a number of incarnations and through a number of different faiths. You are now experiencing a polarity between a fully self-realized spiritual experience and the personal success in your day-to-day life. It often feels as if you have to let one go in order to embrace the other. This push and pull will continue until you learn to bring your spiritual self to every situation in your personal life. It's time to replace worry with trust and integrate your eternal truth with your temporal reality. If you have a job or you're in a relationship that actively pulls you from your spirit, you must deal with it or possibly leave it. Who you are forever is who you are right now. Let nothing impede that power. When you own it, absolute self-realization in both worlds will elude you no longer. So you have gone through different incarnations, some spiritual, some secular, back and forth, and you didn't find full satisfaction in each. This life that you're in now is your opportunity to learn how to exist within both worlds, to putting the priority on your spirituality, but learning how to use your spirituality in your secular life in order to give you the full balance of who you actually are inside. And once you accomplish that in this life, this is who you are going to be for every incarnation going forward. You may have to leave the relationship that you're in, but again, you have to prepare and make sure that you are thoughtful and that you have things set up so that you can be comfortable, that you can clear up any karmic imbalances, whatever is going on, and then move forward. Okay, Gemini, go ahead. Next card came here, number 16, Caught in the Ruins. So, that's another major arcana. And that, 16, talks about two people who are at an impasse also. This is kind of similar to the Eight of Swords, right? You feel like you're stuck. So, 16. This card talks about a dark or difficult situation that seems to have you trapped. It could be a very hurtful, very empty relationship, or an unhappy job, or some addiction, or some negative behavioral pattern, or even a sabotaging belief system. It's held you captive for some time, and it may even have begun in some past life. But there is a way out, as there always has been. It just takes some time, some effort, and some determination on your part. Even if these limiting situations and actions are strong, they are self-imposed. The courage and strength required to change lie within you. You must change each faulty belief and every sabotaging choice as they happen. If you do nothing, you perpetuate your attachment to this dark situation. Like the crumbling castle, negative choices could stand for a long time to come. Don't let the ruins of your past ruin your future. You have the power to climb out now. So, this relationship that you're in that's causing you to feel stuck, you have to get out of it, and you have the power to get out of it right now. Next card that came here is card number 5. We know 5 talks about changes. This is another major arcana, and is the Hilarion. Like the angels and the other masters, Hilarion is always available to you. And receiving this card in this upright position is telling you that assistance is close at hand. If you're working on a project that requires research, a strong academic approach, and attention to detail, it's full steam ahead. It's time to open to this master's energy. If you have a job that involves any type of evidence detection and drawing conclusions from that discovery. These type of jobs include scientific research, mediumship, forensic activity, the law, medical testing, and more. These and similar activities should be on the rise for you now. This is a time to bring a logical approach to your pursuits. Hilarion is right there with you, blessing you with help, clarity, and direction. So, if you are dealing with any kind of legal situation, contracts, any dissolution of partnerships, marriages, business partnerships, pay attention to detail. Okay, do your research. Make sure that you are very clear of the terms of any contracts that you are trying to enter into or exit out of. Okay, and call on Hilarion to assist you as you are going forth with this. All right. Now there is a exercise that goes with this. It's called Akashic Force. Close your eyes and sense the master Hilarion beside you. Feel your energy lift and your vibration quicken. Notice a new mental energy of alertness and easy understanding. Your mind is like a boundless sky, and everything becomes clear and bright. Bring that brightness to any issue in your life that needs clarity now. So, do that, Gemini, and this will help you get clear on all that's going on around you. All right? Hilarion is Hilarion. So, do that exercise and let us know what happens. Make a comment. The last card, the Four of Forces. This talks about, well, this card is seasonal, so it's spring or autumn. Being that you got this in the upright, this is talking about springtime. So that's now. Spring and summer is the time that seeds are planted. So it could be talking about right now, or it could be talking about next spring. But I'm thinking that, well, this reading should be for September. So I guess it'll be talking about next spring. But if you're watching it now, start doing what you got to do. Might be right now. You may have already planted those seeds. It seems like you have. So let's see, Four of Forces. This could be a very creative period for you. Take actions in creative projects or work-related endeavors that require more time and attention. The work you do now could yield great results later. Make sure you engage in this extra activity with joy and optimism. You're always planting your energy into the Akashic records of your life. So as you work toward your goals, remember to plant hope and happiness along with all of the actions that you take. So I think what's happening is that once you clear up this relationship mess and you get clarity and you've gotten everything straightened out, learning how to balance your spiritual self with your secular self, your human beingness with your spiritual beingness, once you've gotten all of that cleared out, that's when you're going to be seeing the results of this. So the work that you're doing now is planting the seeds that you may harvest in the springtime, but you'll be feeling good along the way. You'll be getting clarity, you'll be releasing stuff, you'll be learning things, you'll be opening up, you'll be getting downloads, and it'll be based on all of this work that you're doing, and it's going to be successful. All right? But you got to do the work. And you've been doing the work. This is just letting you know what's going on, because maybe you've been feeling a certain way ever since you graduated, and also during this time with the retrograde and the eclipses and stuff, you may be feeling a little uneasy or unsure, or a situation that you were involved in is coming to a head, or you feel like you can't get anywhere. And that could be what is what this whole exercise is about: gaining your balance, learning how to let go of things that don't serve you any longer. Okay? So, right now, I am going to be laying out the cards from the vice versa deck and seeing what they have to add to this discussion. Alrighty. Very good. All right. So, oof. All right. These cards are 78 tarot cards that have images on both sides. So it's like you get 156 images. Alrighty. And the bottom of the deck is 7 of Wands. So this would have been the front of the deck of this card, 7 of Wands. This is the back. 7 of Wands is a wise person learns from both their defeats and his successes. Get the glare off of that for us. All right. A wise person learns from both failures and successes. Defeat is obvious. We learn about strategy, how to improve our skills, what is lacking in our performance, and so on. Learning from a victory is more subtle. These lessons include humility, compassion, generosity of spirit, and gratefulness. Okay, so this is talking about when you reach this pinnacle, this ascent, all of these things that you're getting, there are lessons in that also. And even though you're going to have the victory, you need to understand that there were lessons in that. So you learned about being humble. You learned about being more open and more compassionate, more loving. And it talked about being generous within your spirit and, financial generosity, generosity of your time. All right. It also talks about being grateful. And that would have gone with the Oracle of Delphi. So, lessons in success and defeat. All right, so the first card that came here was the Nine of Wands, sorry. Clubs, talking like I'm at the spot. 9 of Wands. On that side, the battle is over and you have done well. There are scars, but you will always have those scars. But on the whole, you've been very fortunate and your skills have grown significantly through being tested over and over again. Now is the time to look back and consider, what has this all been about? What have you been fighting for? Was the effort worth the rewards? What were the spoils of your victory? And how will you enjoy them? And that was the card that fell on top of the 7 of Keys, the Ascent. So again, you had the victory, all right? But now, what are you going to do? What do you do with what you have gained? The next card that came was the 5 of Wands. Now, 5 of Wands There's a conflict, but don't take it too seriously. One or more of the participants may merely be going through the motions, or they just might like to fight. Healthy competition is good for honing your skills in the workplace and in sports and so on. But world, the key word to that is healthy. So, whatever you do, try to part as friends. Okay, some people are just argumentative for no reason. All right, so this is telling you to even learn from that get find some lesson in the fight. All right, but don't take it to heart, because just some people just like to hear themselves talk, and they live for the fight. All right, so don't pay it too much mind. That was the card that had fallen on top of will, wisdom, and mind. So I think that what it's saying to you is, don't let these people or this situation, whatever this is, get away from you. All right. Show willpower, show strength of yourself. All right. Understanding that they are just doing what they're used to doing. All right. You still have the upper hand. All right. And don't even bother to get too in depth. Don't fall too far into the hole with them, because again, like I said, they just want to hear themselves. But learn the lesson from that. The next card that came for you was the Knight of Wands. Lots of passion going on here. Ooh, well, I guess so. This is very beautiful reading you're getting here, actually. So, the Knight of Wands. A knight in armor rides across a dry and barren landscape. His steed is a unicorn, and the knight is riding bareback, holding the reins lightly. The unicorn steps jauntily, with his eyes full of wisdom and love. The knight holds a flaming torch, even though the day is bright and hot. This is a person who is happiest when he has a cause he can pour his passion into. His spirit is restless. He likes to be on the move, looking for the next adventure. This knight is perfectly capable of falling in love at first sight, giving his whole being to passion, and then moving on. The unicorn consents freely to carry him without the need for a saddle or harness, because they're kindred spirits, charismatic, untamable, beautiful in their boldness. When he gets his soulmate, there will be no need to tie him down, because he will give of himself freely. And that fell on top of balance. So, Gemini, this could be talking about someone around you who is Sagittarius, some fire sign, or this could be something in your chart. You could have Sagittarius in your chart somewhere. It could be in your Venus, since it's talking about passion and love, or it could be in your sun, moon, or rising, along with your Gemini. So if Gemini is your sun sign, you could have Sagittarius as your moon or your rising. But this talks about someone who is passionate, but when they find the person that they're meant to be with, even though they're still going to want their freedom, they're going to be faithful and they're going to be true. There's no need to try to put heavy reins on this person. Ashe, amen. Whew, right? The next card that came here was the King of Swords. That's truth. So, King of Swords. Mm. The King of Swords stands immovably on a dry landscape, and his falcon is at his feet. See the bird down there. This is a person who has learned to master his temper through long years of self-discipline. He thinks things through rather than acting impulsively. So this is a thoughtful person. He is well respected as someone that can always be trusted to tell the truth, whether or not it's what you want to hear. His ideas of evil is to betray the trust of those who believed in your word. He will never break an oath, and he is not likely to forgive an oath breaker. And that fell on top of the Six of Roses. So this is saying that there is some untruth that's causing this stalemate in this relationship. And one of the people that you are dealing with, if this is you, you're not trying to hear about, you don't like lies. And this is something that would be the breaking situation. Or this could be the other person, the partner, that's looking for the truth. So I think what is saying that this situation will not be healed until someone admits the truth. The truth has to prevail in order for you all to get this thing settled. Or you're going to remain at this impasse. Those of you who this resonates with, you know what this is about. So either you are not being honest or the person you're dealing with is not being honest. And until you get honest, you're going to keep being stuck in this situation. The next card that came here was the Knave Page of Cups. So this could be talking about someone who is a water sign. Someone's a water sign around you. Could be an earth sign. This talks about this young person standing still at the edge of the shore gazes upon a multitude of stars. The ocean has deepened in color, almost matching their cloak. Sea turtle surfaces in the dark water. See the sea turtle? It could be a Cancer also. Could be a Cancer. I say that because of the shell. I just picked that up since I've been using these cards. This person's inner self and outer self are pretty much one and the same at this time. It's just their inner self is a little bit darker. This person keeps their moodiness to themselves and the more tender emotions that may be too vulnerable to the roughness of the world. So this is someone who is trying to protect themselves and keep their emotions closed up inside. The turtle offers a clue as to why. Sea turtles are old souls that have been swimming the dark waters for many lifetimes. When it feels threatened, it withdraws into its shell. For this person, it may be safer for them to stay in the shell. Over time, they may learn that being gentle does not mean being weak. So this is someone who has love to share, but they're guarded. They've been through a lot of things, not just in this life, in previous lives, and they're holding onto their emotions. The way that this person could be relieved of this is by gentleness. And this card fell on top of number 13, the Buddha prepares. So this is talking about a change that needs to happen, an end maybe to this type of behavior. This is about learning how to trust or showing someone that you can be trusted. Again, like I said, this could be a Cancer or any water sign. So the truth that will be the way to solve this impasse between you and your partner, if it's a romantic partner or a business partner, is about making sure that this person feels safe enough so that they can come with the truth about the way they feel about whatever the situation is. And that will bring an end to this impasse. And this may be a change in the way you or this person operates. And the next card that came here was the Hangman. Number 12. And on that side, it talks about letting go of ego and preconceived notions. This is talking about dealing with each part of this situation one by one, so you can understand it more clearly. So if there's a lot of things going on, a lot of issues in this relationship, it's saying that you need to deal with each part of this situation one by one, each issue. This is talking about a wisdom that's no longer linked to doctrine. In other words, what you've been taught to believe, what you have been programmed to believe. This is something that brings clarity after contemplation and meditation. The mask and illusions are broken. And then you'll be able to see the truth of the situation. So the truth of the situation may be that someone is not being honest because they're afraid of being vulnerable. They are afraid of being hurt. And this fell on top of two worlds. So there's some clarity that has to come, but it has to be done in a logical, thoughtful manner, going through each issue one by one, gently, with honesty, and then you'll be able to get out of this hanged man position. But you have to do it methodically. And you know how to do this. Whether this is for you or for the person that you're involved with, you can guide them through this with you so that you all can get an understanding, so that when you finish with all of this, you can leave as friends, to retain your friendship after all of this is said and done. All right, the next card that came here for you was number 13, and that is the Death card. And that, okay, so this was 12, And this is 13, so this is movement, okay? Progression. That side of the death card talks about death comes for all, regardless of wealth or social station. And it's the same for the death of parts of our lives that no longer serve a purpose. When the time comes, the reaper must reap. This card says that you've been given a chance to prove yourself, and the outcome will be positive. The alchemist's expression is hopeful, and the merchant's expression is blissfully serene. Respond with grace to the inevitability of change. Okay. So this is the end. This is balance, which is what this card had spoken about. Seven of Forces had spoken about balance. All right. This was the card that had covered it, and we spoke about this already. The Knight of Wands. So this is balance. This is an end of the situation. This is you using your tools, secular and spiritual, in order to solve this situation, which is going to lead to the end of being at this impasse, because you're using all of the skills that you already have, your wisdom and your will. Okay? Your wisdom, your will, your brain. You're going to use all the tools you have in order to help this person, your partner, or you, be able to speak the truth and to feel safe, to express themselves, and to be open to the change that is going to come in your relationship. The next card here was the Knight of, no, I'm sorry, the Page of Swords. Yeah, Page of Swords. Let's see. Page of Swords. Okay. This is a person who may not know how to compromise or listen well to other people. Swords are about communication. This person, okay, let's do this. This talks about a person who doesn't have those skills, all right? This is a person that doesn't have mental discipline or the ability to achieve clarity, okay? This is someone who may get himself in a situation that requires someone else to rescue them. But a few of these situations will educate and humble this person. And at that point, their potential for brilliance will be fulfilled. That's that side. This is this side. When we aren't able to see his aggressive facial expressions, this page seems slight and easily blown off course. His grip on the sword becomes defensive, even desperate. The landscape below can be seen more clearly as ice and snow, beginning to melt here and there. Dark clouds approach to blot out the blue sky. This is a person who worries about being able to cope, to keep up with those he admires and wants to learn from. He's almost ready to ask for help, but he requires patience and guidance to find a safe landing spot. And that fell on top of number 5, the Hilarion. So this is talking about being unsure of yourself. This could be the person that you're dealing with. So they may be a little immature and not know what to do. Might not be able to handle the truth. They may not even be sure what the truth really is because they have been fooling themselves and holding their truths so closely hidden. They may not know what the truth is either. But this, I think, is saying that it's going to be up to you, Gemini, to help this person out of this place. And they're ready. Some of their coldness is melting away from what you have done already. But you got to show them compassion and understanding. Be gentle with them. They're a little skittish. Even if you want to get away from the situation, you're not going to be able, you may get out of a romantic relationship with this person, but you're not going to get rid of them altogether. They admire you. They look up to you. And their childish and their immature behavior may have caused this impasse that you all are at in this relationship. And it's going to take your maturity and your compassion and your ability to handle the truth to help them learn how to be truthful. I think that's what this is talking about. And the last card here is the 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups. And I don't think this is talking about a third-party relationship. I could be wrong, but I'm getting the feeling that this is a celebration. This is a victory, I think. Let's see what the card says. Gather with your friends just for the pleasure of their company. You don't need to have a special occasion to celebrate because friendship itself is a cause for celebration. If you have a spiritual community, you'll find particular happiness with those people right now. You might want to go to church or temple or just rejoice together with your friends out in nature. As the poet Rumi says, there are hundreds of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. So I think this is going to be about celebrating the friendship that is going to remain even after this relationship has gone, you all have gone your separate ways. If this is a business, that means that you're still going to be friends with your business partner. If this is a romance, you're still going to have that person in your life somewhere. They look up to you. They want to learn from you. If this is you, Gemini, this is someone in your life that you admire and that you want to learn from. Okay, so however which way this resonates for you. So you, whatever you're ready to walk away from, whatever relationship that's a lot of strife and causing confusion and taking you out of your path or putting blockages in your path, you're going to have to come to some kind of resolution with that person. But I think the problem is that you're afraid, and they're afraid that if you all battle this all out or ignore these things and remain at this impasse, that you're going to not have each other in your lives. And I think what this reading is to tell you is that don't worry. Okay. That the divine recognizes the importance of this relationship in your life. that there are things that you bring to this person, and there are things that they have brought to you. They have been a catalyst for some of your spiritual growth, as you have been for them, but they are not, wow, they are not, this relationship may not be in the best interest of your continued spiritual ascension, but they want to let you both know that you still are going to be in each other's lives. And the card that just popped out from the Goddess Guidance card is Isolt, Isolt, Undying Love. Can't make this stuff up, right? The love that you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. So you're not going to lose this person. You're not going to lose their friendship. It may not be what you wanted it to be romantically, but they're going to still be in your life. When it comes to matters of the heart, your help is here. It's all around you and also inside of you. Your inner wisdom may seem quieted by the pain that you feel, yet be assured that the healing you're undergoing is swift and efficient, and you truly are healing from the inside out. First, your heart must heal from its grief and from its loneliness and any feelings of betrayal. This can take some time, so be patient with yourself. Treat yourself as you would any ailing person, with caution, with gentleness, and with tenderness. Next, get yourself out into the world, not in a harsh fashion, but with outings to parks and forests and such, go on boat rides, things like that, which are essential to lightening up your outlook. Nature is a great healer, and that's why Isolt is frequently amidst the flowers and the trees. Although they may seem quiet on the outside, they are quite talkative when you breathe and simply ingest their magical tones in the conversation. Spend time among the forest and in the trees, as well as with the plants and the animals, and you'll regain your foothold upon the planet. You'll revive your sense of spirit and your desire to tread among the living once again. I promise you that your heart will mend and that you'll also help others in this fashion along the way. This card talks about love from your romantic partner is eternal, regardless of what it looks like on the outside. This talks about healing from a breakup or healing from any kind of loss. It talks about letting go of an old relationship to make room for a new one. The love that you send into the world is an important part of your divine purpose. And for those of you that this is relevant to, your deceased loved one is happy and sending you their love. Isolt, that's how you pronounce it. This is the legendary Celtic goddess who was caught in a tragic love triangle between her husband, King Mark of Cornwall, and Sir Tristan, a handsome and noble knight. Throughout the scenario, Isolt was courageous in dealing with her respect for her husband and her profound love for Tristan. Today, Isolt helps us through the corridors of relationship love, including familial, romantic, parental, and friendship. She reminds us that regardless of the situation, our love is real and powerful and undying. Call upon Isolt whenever you need help with any relationship, including your connections with departed loved ones. So Gemini, those of you who may have recently lost a partner in the physical world, do you actually experience the loss of a partner, loved one, husband or wife, family member. This is a message letting you know that they're fine and they're sending you their love and that it's okay to move on. That it's okay, that they'll always be around, and that the love that you all shared is an undying love. That could also be saying about a relationship here for those of you that didn't experience this kind of a loss. That if this relationship, once you get this all settled, you all are going to remain in each other's lives. This is somebody that is your soulmate. If they're not a twin flame, they're definitely someone that has traveled with you probably through these different incarnations. And when you solve this for yourself and go forward, you're going to help them ascend and move forward also with you. This is a learning experience for both of you, but because you're a little ahead of the game, Gemini, because you graduated a couple of months ago, you are going to be the one that has to be patient, has to be the teacher. So, Gemini, I hope so much that this reading resonated with you. And I'm glad that I took the time to go through each one of these cards for you as Spirit was instructing me, because I think that we all got something out of this, even those of us who are not Geminis, got something out of this reading. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit notification button so that you'll be notified whenever I go live, like I did last week with the, earlier this week with the lunar eclipse. We had a good time. But share this message with people around you, even if they're not Gemini. Maybe there's someone around you who's going through this type of a loss, or someone that you know that's at an impasse in a relationship, separation, divorce, something that they're not being able to settle. If this isn't you, share these messages with them so that they can see if this is something that can help them. If there's a message in here that will resonate with their soul. And thank you so much for your loyalty. And I'll be talking to you all real soon. I got one more reading to do, but I wanted to take time with this one. So sorry it's an hour long, but it's important that this message came out this way today. So thanks again, and I'll be talking to you all soon. Don't forget, you have your love bites already done, and you have your reading for August. And this is not even September. This is not even August. I've already finished the reading for September 2018. This is cool. But watch this one now. Maybe it'll save you some time, all right? And show you how to work with your friends and your partners. All right, you guys. I love you, and I'm so proud of you, Gemini, really. All right, then. Talk to you all soon. Ashe.